Yo, what is up, my traders? Welcome to another video. So today we are going to be reviewing a prop firm called Top One Futures. And full disclosure, I am not affiliated with this prop firm whatsoever, so it will be an honest review. It is a futures prop firm, but if you're a Forex trader, you're going to want to watch this video because the futures prop firm model can be very lucrative. And if you know how to trade Forex, you can trade futures. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you the risk model that I've used to hit $11,000 profit on one single instant funding futures account. So let's get into that. Here we go. So full screen. The very first thing that I do when I'm about to trade any prop firm for the first time is I will go to Trustpilot and look at the 1-star reviews. The 5 stars are all right, but I don't hold a lot of weight to them because any company can get 5-star reviews. I go to the 1-star, so we'll click on that. And I'm just checking to make sure that there isn't a huge wave of 1-star reviews from customers saying they've been scammed or they haven't got their payouts over the last several weeks. Okay, here it looks very reasonable. It's a big company. They only have like a single 1-star review once a week, which is a good sign. And it's just people complaining about the rules, it looks like. So that's not a red flag at all. That could just mean they didn't do enough research into how the challenge model worked. Could be a number of different things, but I'm just making sure that people are getting paid out, and it looks like they are. So now that we looked at that, we're pretty confident that it looks like a legit company. The next thing I'm going to do is I go to the challenge table on their homepage here. So they have a few different models, and I kind of did a little bit of research before this, and the one I decided was the best by far. The only one worth looking at is the instant simulated funded. Okay, so we can see all the details here. It's a very straightforward type of instant funding account, which is why I really like it. You can see they always have sales running here, I guess 40% off, which is normal for them. I've been following them for a while, so you would never pay this $800. It's usually between $450 and $550. So right now, 40% off, it's $479. That is totally fair in my opinion, based off of the model and how easy it is to hit payout. So another really good thing that I noticed here is they removed the daily loss limit. And I'll tell you later on in the video why daily loss limits lower the probability to hit a payout. So we'll go over that. The max trailing drawdown is 3% on the 100K and 150K. I am doing the 150K. I just feel like 150K for 539 is a solid amount of capital for the price. So it's 3% overall drawdown, and it's going to be trailing drawdown, but I checked. It is equity trailing drawdown. It is not equity trailing drawdown. It is end of day trailing drawdown. Do not trade with prop firms that have equity trailing drawdown. It is the odds are not in your favor whatsoever. Just take my word for it. Okay, so as you can see, end of day trailing drawdown there. There we go. They have the max contract size. You need minimum trading days of 10 to hit the payout. I'll show you how I navigate that later. And then the only thing you really need to do is have a 20% consistency on your trades. And then you can achieve a payout. Now, there is one more condition that we will look at. So sometimes there's information left out here, important information to receive a payout. You can't just like buy one of these and try to make $200 a day and then request $1,000 payout after 10 days. That's not going to work. So what I like to do is I will go to the FAQ, right? And we want to look at the instant funded accounts. So let's click on that. And then we'll just go to the overview of the instant sim funded accounts. Now here they're going to list like all the kind of conditions for the funded accounts, a very general breakdown. So the very first thing is that they state, there's no evaluation. It's instant funding. Yes. They have the max trailing drawdown rule, right? So 3% on 100,000, like we said. It's 4% on 50K. So if you wanted to do a 50K, you're just trading capital for more drawdown, pretty much. And it's a little bit cheaper, but it's not half price, right? So, right, if we look back here, we can see that it isn't half price at all. It's only like less than $100 less. So you're paying like less than $100 for that 1% more drawdown, but you have less capital. So it's a trade-off. I like the 150. I think the 150 is the best deal based off of my model. Drawdown lock. So the one thing you need to know about end of day trailing drawdown and this account, that let's say I bought $100,000 instant funded account. After I make 3,100, right, the drawdown plus 100, my drawdown is going to lock. It's not going to keep following the price at the end of the day. So if I made $110,000 on a $100,000 account, well, then I'm going to have $10,000, well, $9,900 of drawdown. Okay, the drawdown is going to lock at $100,100. Okay, so that's pretty cool, and you'll see later on why that's actually good once you have reached your first payout. I'll show you why that's good later on. So the next thing is the consistency rule they talk about, and consistency, guys, is very simple. Okay, I think people get confused. They try to overcomplicate it. Basically, all it is, your best day can't be more than 20% of your total profit. That's it. So if you made $10,000 profit on the account, your best day can't be more than $2,000, right? Because $2,000 is 20% of $10,000. So that's as simple as it gets. So all you have to do is plan out how much you want to make per day and just aim for that each day. That's it. Okay, that way it's consistent, and then you do that for 5 days, back to back to back to back to back to back. After the payout is taken, the consistency score is reset. Okay, so you have to understand that, right? And let's keep going down here. So there's no contract scaling requirement. That means whatever contracts you're allowed to trade based off of the beginning here, 10 contracts, you can trade 10 contracts at any phase, at any time you want. The only other thing, okay, so there is a condition here that I don't see that's very important. We'll find it after. But the only other thing is you need 10 trading days in order to be eligible for a payout. So that just means you're not going to be able to hit your target that you're looking for and then request a payout right away. You're going to have to actually hit your profit target in 5 days for the payout. That's the minimum amount of days because of 20% consistency. And then you'll need to trade 5 more days. You can do a micro trade or whatever just to hit those days. Okay, so let's go back here and let's see instant funding account. We want to go to payouts. Okay, so let's go to payouts, and then we just want to look for some kind of payout information here. Profit target requirements explained. Okay, so this is what I was looking for. So the only other condition beside 20% consistency and 10 trading days is you need to achieve a 6% profit on your balance. So if you had a $100,000 account, you need to make $6,000 profit before you can request a payout. Okay, and then they're going to have payout caps. You can't request all that 6,000. Payout caps will be in a different section. Let me see. But I know that off the top of my head, I know that on the 100K, your max payout you can request for the first payout is 3,000. On the 150K, it's 3,500, right? So now that we've kind of gone through the whole thing, we understand how this model works. It looks good to me. Like when I was going through Top 1 Futures and as I've been trading it, it's been super solid. They have, instead of Tradeovate, they have the X platform, which is really easy to use as well. But I will show you my dashboard here now. So this is on a $150,000 eval. Now, I've been trading this thing for a little over a week, and let me show you what that looks like. So because of the 20% consistency, I have been targeting $1,800 per day. Now it says $1,790, I guess some commission costs there. But the reason for that is that if I do $1,800 per day, then I hit that 6% profit requirement after 5 days. So I hit that 20% consistency. So you have to have that game plan, that roadmap. Now I'll explain how I do this. Like I messed up here, so I actually had to get an extra day, but my intention was to do $1,800 a day. And because of that, my profit's a bit higher than the 6% I need. It's actually at probably 7 something percent, because it's almost 11,000 profit instead of 9,000 profit, which is the minimum of what I need. And you can see I need 4 more trading days. So now that I've hit my overall target, I'll just do some micro trades, maybe aim for like $50 profit or whatever per day for the last 4 days, and then request my payout. So let's go to the chart here, and I'm just going to go up into no man's land. to explain this to you. So if I have, let's use my 150K example, 150K account. Okay, I need a 20% consistency. So and a total of 9,000 profit for a payout. Okay, so how I do this and how I increase my probability to actually hit this target is I will actually trade it like this. I will risk my full drawdown to hit my minimum consistency target. And on a 150K account, that is 1,800. Oops. So that's 1,800, right? I need 1,800 minimum. Now that's an inverse of 2.5. An inverse risk reward of 2.5. Okay, so because of that, if I were to close my eyes and set up this trade and just press buy or sell on gold, my base probability to win that trade is 71%. So going back to here, we can see that all these trades here had a 71% chance to win that day. And I'm only taking one trade a day. Think about a coin flip. If you had a coin and heads, it would land 71% of the time, and tails would land 29% of the time. You could flip that thing as much as you want, and you would have plenty of 5 win streaks, 5 in a row win streaks. And that's all you need. You need 5 in a row to hit that profit target. Now, with a half decent entry model, you can actually increase this probability, because what I like to do is, because it's an inverse risk reward, on gold especially, I really like to enter in with strong momentum. Whenever there's a breakout and it looks like buyers are fully in control, I'll just set up a market order to go long. And price is likely to keep moving with that momentum to hit your small target relative to your stop loss, because you have a 2-to-1 inverse risk reward. Your goal is to hit win streaks, and the more win streaks you hit, the more likely it is that you will hit that target for your payout. So this one's pretty much done. I just have to micro trade, and then all I have to do is request $3,500 payout. I'll just run it again. Same method I'll use after. I'll do the exact same thing after, but I'll have even more drawdown to deal with. So yeah, that's my approach, guys. Hopefully that's helpful. And for Top 1 Futures, as an overall review, I haven't been paid out yet from them, but they did invite me to Plane. So it seems like they have intention to paying me out, even though I haven't even hit any actual target yet. Plane is their payment method, by the way. But their whole instant funded model is definitely worth giving a shot. So if you wanted to try something lower risk, try the $25,000 model, right? You get 4% drawdown. So that's a good start. I've looked at these. I don't like them. And the one step is okay. But yeah, I think this is the most popular for a reason. It's just a lot less of a headache, and you can start making profitable trading days on your funded account on day one, which is so nice. So give it a try. I'll leave the link to everything in the description of my video.